Alright class, we're going to pick up on some later models, and so we left off with the discovery of the nucleus in the gold foil experiment. And so here we have a better model versus my picture of what the nuclear model looked like. And so we knew it had a positive charge, and we knew that the atom was mostly empty space at this point because most of those alpha particles in the gold foil experiment passed straight through. They didn't hit anything. So therefore, Rutherford concluded that the atom is mostly empty space, and that the nucleus is very, very tiny. And in class, we mentioned that if the nucleus was the size of a pea or a quarter, the rest of the atom will be the size of a football field. So hopefully that puts things in perspective. And so this is 1911, very similar time period. Niels Bohr, about 2 or 3 years later, about 1913, he came forward and he proposed that the atom, yeah, it has a nucleus, but he proposed a solar system model. And he proposed that the electrons travel around the nucleus just like the planets travel around the sun. And so different electrons are found at different distances orbiting the nucleus. And so we often still draw Bohr models named after Niels Bohr to show where the electrons go: first energy level, second energy level, third energy level. And so a little bit later, in 1918, Rutherford in his laboratory and his students discovered that in 1918 that the nucleus contains protons. So he was able to fire those alpha particles at the nucleus, and he actually was able to break off some positively charged protons. 1927, we proposed that the electrons are found more in a cloud area, not in these specified orbits. That movement of electrons is very unpredictable, so we can't say it goes in this orbit, but instead it's found in a general area called the electron cloud. And then in 1932, James Chadwick came along, and he was one of Rutherford's students, he discovered that the nucleus contains neutrons. And so not only do we have protons, but we also have neutrons in our nucleus. And that's just a quick snapshot of the history of the atom and some of the experiments that went into the discoveries.